Okay, so welcome everyone. Namaste. My name is Vandana. This is a very special session because we have a beautiful, wonderful special guest, Jenny, who I'm going to introduce. The format of this class is going to be a little back and forth between me and Jenny. So I'm going to pass on the baton to her. She's going to walk us through a whole set of amazing self-care massage techniques, after which we'll do some breathing practices, move into a restorative pose, and then throughout certain restorative poses, Jenny's going to help us access different points in our body. So if you're lying down, whatever you can touch, like it might be your neck, whatever. So hopefully all of us are going to be in this together. Hopefully you can see the screen, you can hear us. We will mute you so that if you feel like, you know, playing some music that you like, some relaxing music to get into the zone, please just feel free to play that for yourself. So without much further ado, I want to introduce you to Jennifer Lee Flinn, who is a dear, dear friend of mine, apart from being, and I have to read out a little bit of this because she's so accomplished. She is a professional member of the American Massage Therapy Association, is a certified advanced lymphatic drainage practitioner, has been a certified reflexologist since 2006, and works with the Neurovascular Institute, apart from various other amazing accomplishments, which, since I did email you, hopefully you have. So we'll just om in our own houses. So just feel free to let go from the middle of your heart chakra. Just sort of express, try to focus on A-U-M. So try to get that in the end and try to resonate with the vibration, maybe even close your eyes. So if you're lying down, that's perfectly fine. Let's just try to find a few comfortable deep inhales and exhales. So just deep inhale through the nostril, comfortable exhale again through the nostrils. Inhaling, filling the lungs and the abdomen, the belly. Exhale, releasing. Inhale. Exhale. Deep, full inhale. Comfortable, slow exhale. And if you want to join me in just repeating Om 3 times, inhale. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Okay, thank you so much, Vandana, for starting us off. And I am so thankful to be here and so thankful to be co-teaching with you. And the purpose of this class is to teach you some simple and practical self-care tools that you can do any time of day if you're feeling stressed out, or you're feeling overwhelmed, or even having trouble metabolizing anything maybe that you've eaten, or possibly had a conversation that didn't go as well as you would like, and you just aren't feeling really centered and grounded. Some of these tools are so easy to just quickly and conveniently do that, and I don't think a lot of people know about them. So I want to teach you today, and what I'll be doing initially is just teaching you a couple of the techniques and then I'll guide you through a self-care practice. It'll be about 10 minutes. And then while we're doing the restorative poses with Vandana, I'll integrate a couple more self-massage techniques and working with the energy system to be able to help everything move, so you'll feel a lot better. So the first thing I wanted to show you was the K27 point. So you can follow along with me. We'll just take a deep breath. So it's right underneath your clavicle. You just go just down a little bit into the edge. There's just a little notch there. And we'll just start doing little circles there. So the kidney meridian, it governs all the other meridians. And since we have an acupuncturist here, Linda, she wants to chime in at any time and give us feedback about the meridian system, but I'm sure she'll just enjoy laying there and doing this. But the kidney meridian, if you just start massaging here, that will help with focus. And if you're having trouble with your immune system, you can just get into all these points along the sternum. So what we'll do is we'll start with that kidney point, and then we're going to work our way down the sternum. So just little tiny circles all along the sternum. Remember to breathe. Now, if you start pressing in and you feel a point that's tender, just lighten up a little bit. And then also, if you feel your body starting to tense up at any time because you're pressing too hard, then just soften your pressure. So, yep, same thing. If your hands start to get tired, you can just brush your arms out, circle them. The thymus point along your sternum helps with your immune system. So you can do little circles or you can do tapping. So any of these points that I'll be teaching, you can either tap them or do little circular massage. And then the next one is the spleen point right underneath in the rib cage, just kind of underneath the nipples. You just kind of dig in there. Now on me, that feels pretty tender. So that means that I need it. All the neurolymphatic reflex points in the body help to circulate the lymphatic system, helps the immune system. And as you know, every time we're working on any part of the body, it's affecting the nervous system. And now let's just take a minute and kind of shake our hands off. Just move around. Take a few deep breaths in. Now, I'll be teaching these neurolymphatic reflex points, but be cautious if you feel like you're doing too many, or if you start feeling kind of dizzy or nauseous, just back off. You can do up to 5 minutes of these per day. We've got the neurolymphatic reflex points right here on the sleeve of the arm, which these are usually my favorite because they address all that shoulder tension if you have tight shoulders and your tight pecs. And then, as you know, your lymph nodes drain. And if you're having any congestion in your breast, especially around the time of menstruation, or you really want to get all that flowing, all the energies flowing from your breast tissue and your pec into your lymph system, and it drains just right under your arm. So we'll just do a little bit on each side. Now feel free, if anyone has any questions at any time, or if I'm going too fast, just let me know, because I'm demonstrating these, and then I'm, like I said, we'll do a little bit of tapping when I do the guided, but you can just do a little bit of self-discovery. Just see, oh, okay, I'm feeling a little more tension on my right shoulder. So when you are doing this on your own, just feel free to explore, feel free to do range of motion while you're doing your reflex points.
So is there any difference with tapping to massaging in terms of effect?
So I feel like the massaging gets more of the circulation and the fascia, and with tapping, it's more working with the energy system. And then so you'll notice a difference. The tapping, light tapping, really stimulates the lymphatic system, and you can almost feel your energies. It's just a lot calmer for your nervous system. And then if you're really digging in, that's really getting blood and circulation in there, and loosening up more for mobility and range of motion. Okay, so the only other things that I want to just quickly demonstrate, when we will be on our back, we'll be doing 2 holds. You can pick either one of them, or you can do both, whichever one is most comfortable. But one is where you just put your hands under your armpits and just do the crossover. Now, this one's one of my favorites, and you'll see people, just intuitively standing like this. You'll see them standing in line, or if people are kind of waiting, but this is really good for your heart meridian. So it's really calming. If you feel like you're overwhelmed or in a stressful situation, you just put your hands on your armpits and just relax and take a deep breath in. Another, the one that we'll be doing is the spleen and triple warmer hug. So we put, and we'll be doing it on each side, so whatever hand you want. So the one hand goes under the armpit, kind of on the rib cage, and then the other hand is on the back of the tricep. And you just hold that. So the meridian systems, they all run through the body, and this one governs the triple warmer, which is more kind of fight or flight and the stress response and what protects us. And then the spleen meridian is more for calming and nurturing and metabolism. And so the triple warmer, of course, when we're in a state of stress all the time, gets really overexcited and wants to be the great warrior. And we need the great mother, which is the nurturer. And so we need to balance the two. So we'll be doing that while we're on our back. And then just a couple points which I'll easily guide you through when we're sitting are the points on the bottom of the feet, which is the kidney point, which is very grounding. Now, you don't have to touch your feet right now because we'll be touching our face. So we'll save that one for the end. And then the ones on the inside of the thigh, and then the iliotibial band. So these will help with the flexibility. If you have constipation, helps with it's large intestine and small intestine, and then some spleen points. Okay, so let's just rub our hands together. We're going to be doing a quick and easy self-care routine that you can do in the morning. You can do it in bed. And we're just going to start, and we're going to put our hands just right over our heart. We're going to just close our eyes. Take a deep breath in through our nose. One more deep breath in. And then take our one hand from our heart to our belly, and just take one deep belly breath in and out. And take that hand from the heart and place it on your forehead. Take a deep breath in and out. And just try to feel the weight of your hips and your sits bones into the earth. Take a deep breath in. Okay, so we're going to start with some just gentle tapping right here on the face. Just remember to breathe, and this will just give you a little bit of stimulation into the face, help open up the sinuses. Couple deep breaths in. Okay, now we'll be moving to that K27 point right below the clavicles. Just tap, 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 tap. Then move down to the sternum, tap. Now I do want to let you know, you can continue tapping while I show you this, but when I'm feeling like my immune system is compromised, I will do a much more vigorous, almost like a pounding. I'll just show you quickly. And it instantly stimulates my thymus. Now I've been doing this for years, so don't just go beat yourself up and give yourself bruises. But if you are feeling like, oh no, I'm going to get sick, well, just pound your sternum, and that really will get things moving. And then just a light tap under the ribs. Okay, and then let's just bring it up, big stretch over. And then to the other side. Okay, breathe it out. Okay, so we're just going to start with just some circles on the face. Whatever really direction that feels good. You can either do circles or just get right next to the nose and just pull down and out. And breathe in. This will just help open up your sinuses. And breathe out. And if you need to make a lot of noise while you're breathing, just breathe it out. Okay, so let's just come up to the eyebrows, and we're just going to do some pinches just along the forehead. And just take note of where you feel some tension, and then when you come back and do this on your own, you can spend more time. So we're going to take our thumbs and just press in a little bit hard, and then pull along the eyebrows and along the ridge, and just all the way down to the jaw here. So you can just start to get into the jaw here and do little circles around. And you know, I'm pressing pretty hard because I do this a lot and it feels good. But if that feels like it's overstimulating for you, just lighten up. I mean, you can do as light can be. And you can work around your whole face with this light pressure. Now we're going to move to the ears here and just make a V around your ears. And I'll just turn to the side so you can see, but this one's a little bit lighter. We're just stimulating the lymphatic system to open up. And this is really good for jaw pain, jaw tension, neck pain, headaches. And then we're going to come to the ears. Now, first, we're just going to pull out just a little bit on the ears until you feel a barrier. Remember to take a couple deep breaths in and out. Now, you can just pinch the ears and earlobes and start to work your way all the way up the ear. Now, you can do little pinches or little circles. When I'm doing a self-care ear pull routine, oftentimes I'll pull on my ears and hold them for, up to 5 minutes. And you can do this when you wake up in the morning or when before you go to bed. If you have a lot on your mind and you can't seem to relax, just start working on your ears. And you may want to pull one out and back, and then the other one may feel like it wants to go down. And you can really just kind of play around, but you'll notice if you do this a little bit, you'll start to get a lot of opening into the back of your occiput. You'll notice down your throat tubes, all the lymphatic system starts to open up. You can even hear my voice kind of starting to change because everything really just starts to release. So if you need to do a few shoulder rolls to just make sure your hands don't get too tired, and we'll just do a few more quick things. You just smooth out your forehead with the back of your hand here. 2, breathe in. And then we're just going to do a little bit more tapping just right on the top of the head. down to the neck. I hope everyone's following along and feeling like they have a little bit more circulation in their head. So we're just going to get into the back of the neck with just a hand position that looks just like this. And we're going to just get along the back of the occiput, just right along the back of the hairline there, and just kind of get to the side of the cervical spine and just dig into the point where you feel comfortable. Don't cause more tension in your body trying to release tension. So if you need to move, if you need to sit differently, if you need to kneel, just kind of dig in a little bit hard and then just pull forward. So we'll be coming to the clavicles here. And then as we work our way out, we're just going to be kind of pulling into the shoulders and really giving ourselves a neck and shoulder massage. So this one's ideal when you're just, you know, already laying down and you can get up and get into the back of the head and just do some circles. And I always tend to work my neck and face and then go up into my hair and just do some circles. So, okay, so we just have one more thing before we start with Vandana. And I know that, you know, I've been doing massage for 18 years, so my hands are conditioned for this, but since you may not use your hands as much, we're going to do a quick hand massage. So this point right here between on the web of the hand, between the thumb and the first finger, it's really, really good. It's the large intestine point, but it's good for headaches, constipation, and you can just, if it hurts to press in on it because it can be really tender, just do a pinch and then you can kind of just close and open, close and open. And then we'll just kind of work in there and massage into that thumb joint. And then even up into the thumb and then under just the joints of the hand. So that usually feels pretty good. And if you have time and, you know, later, if you want to spend more time working on your hands with some shea butter or some lotion, that's always really nice. So we'll just do one quick hand stretch. And then we're going to get to the other hand and just get in between that web there. And then open, close, open, close. And then just work kind of into that thumb joint. And then underneath into the palm of the hand. And then to integrate, just do this. And then just take notice of how does that feel? Does it feel like your hands feel lighter, like you feel like you just opened up a lot of circulation into your entire thoracic area, and just see how that feels for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to the beautiful Vandana.
Thank you so much, Jenny. That was amazing. My face is all like flush.
Good.
So let's move on to pranayam. Pranayam usually is described as just the control of the breath, but what we're really doing is controlling our energy, controlling our mind and thoughts, and we're trying to get all the different meridians in our body. In Sanskrit, it's called the nadis, and we're trying to balance them. So today we're going to do Anulom Vilom, which is the alternate nostril breathing, which will feel really good. And this was specifically requested by Jenny because she knows what's going on with the lymphs and how it's going to integrate with that alternate nostril breathing. So it's called Anulom Vilom. I'm going to explain just briefly the basics of it. I'm not going to get into words and meanings, but the left hand is going to be in this chin mudra. So your thumb and index kind of like a, but that simple. And then you don't have to strain. You can just relax the hand and place it on your left thigh. The right hand is going to be in Vishnu mudra. So that's the middle and the finger next to your thumb. I've forgotten the name. And again, we can rest that down. So the thumb will control simply blocking this right nostril, and these other, the pinky and this little ring finger, will control the left nostril. If you can, try to sit upright, ideal. If you'd like to lean against something, that's perfect. If you want to sit on a chair, that's ideal also. And if you want to actually sit on a cushion so that you can lift up from the hips, that would be great. So finding that even long spine, we'll be here for maybe 5 minutes or even less, and then you will sort of head into that restorative pose. So left hand in Chin Mudra, right hand in Vishnu Mudra. Relax the shoulders back. Before we move into the actual alternate nostril, just take a couple of rolls of the head. Just close the eyes. Start breathing. On the exhale, maybe the chin comes towards the chest. On the inhale, you drop the head back. Take a couple of rounds. Just integrating all that work we did with Jenny. Maybe taking the circle in the other direction. Make it as slow as you like. Maybe 1 or 2 more. And then comfortably resting the head on top of the spine. So we'll start by simply taking a couple of deep, full inhales and slow, relaxed exhales. And I want you to close your eyes and try to count how many counts is your inhale and how slow can you make your exhale. So just breathing and trying to find that internal count. Maybe 1 or 2 more. So in Anulom Vilom, what happens is we normally have a count where we inhale for a certain number, we retain the breath for a certain, it's called Kumbhaka, and you exhale for a certain number of breaths. So the ratio is roughly 1:4:2. So inhaling to that 1, holding for 4, exhaling for double what you inhaled, right? We'll start with simply inhaling through one nostril, exhaling through the other. Inhaling through one, exhaling through the other. So I'll just show you once and then I'll guide you. So you're going to deeply inhale and exhale. Start by just making that breath so relaxed and calm and full. And then I'm just showing you here once, and then we'll do it together. You're going to block the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, block, exhale through the right. So we're not retaining, inhale through the right, block, and exhale through the left. So we'll start with that. We'll do that for maybe 4 or 5 rounds, and then maybe we'll move on to that retention. So finding that deep, full breath, exhaling out. I'm not going to do it with you this time. I'm just going to guide you. So again, deeply inhale. Comfortably exhale. Again, inhale. Slowly exhale. Close the eyes. Try to take your attention to the point in between the eyebrows. Notice if you can really concentrate all your energy right at that chakra. Again, deep inhale and exhale. Inhale. Now you're going to block that right nostril and exhale all the way out through the left. Inhale through the left nostril, block the left nostril, and exhale through the right. Slow it down. Inhale, take all your energy, block the right nostril with your thumb. Exhale all the way out through the left. Inhale deeply, maybe pause. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, block the right nostril, take a pause, exhale through the left. Try to make this slower and slower. Inhale through the left. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Take a pause, exhale through the right. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Inhale through the right. And pause, exhale through the left. Now we're going to try retention. Go with what feels comfortable. Inhale through the left. Block both nostrils. Try not to pinch. Try not to tense the body. Relax the body. Relax the mind. Comfortably exhaling through that right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the eyes. Retain the breath. Keep that energy within. Relax the body, specifically the mind. The moment you feel like you're getting nervous, just relax the mind. Exhale comfortably through the left. Inhale through that left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retain for 16. Exhale comfortably, slowly, with control through that right nostril for that 8 count. Inhale, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Comfortably retain the energy, retain the breath. Relax the mind. Point of attention right in between the eyebrows. Exhaling through that left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last round. Inhale through that left nostril. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Retain the breath. Comfortably just hold the energy and the breath within. Exhaling through the right nostril. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. Last one. Inhale through the right nostril. Draw the energy, hold it within. Relax the mind. Notice how the mind wanders. Concentrate the energy. Comfortably exhaling through the left nostril all the way out. And then placing that right hand back onto your right thigh, keeping the eyes closed and just finding that even motion through both nostrils. So we only did a few rounds and we did both just the simple inhale, exhale. We tried the retention. This is a wonderful practice and has the most incredible benefits at a very deep level. From in Ayurveda, it balances your 3 doshas, your Vata, Pitta and Kapha. It's great for blood pressure, if you have diabetes, all kinds of stuff. So I'm not going to go on about those, but we'll just slowly move into restorative pose next. So if you're seated, this is going to be really great for our spine and hips. We're going to find something which is like a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster, I'm going to show you how this would work with just a bunch of pillows. I'm going to use 3 pillows. So 1, 2, and 3. And ideally you want to have sort of firm pillows. You seat yourself at the base of the pillows. You're not actually sitting on the pillow. Your bum is going to be on the ground. Notice if you have a blanket also, you can kind of make this a little more firm and give it a little bit more depth. You'll bring the soles of the feet together. Now, you don't have to bring them really close to the groin. You can kind of take them further apart while the sun is shining and there's a sliver of sunlight. And then you're going to kind of, instead of just rolling back like that, you're going to keep the chest long and the spine very tall, and then slowly kind of recline onto this. And notice if you can adjust that top pillow or maybe even place a blanket so your head is elevated higher than your heart. If you have extra pillows, you can place them underneath your thighs. So I'm going to do this now with the bolster, and you're just going to really play with this and find what is the most comfortable for you. So if you have a bolster, you'd have the bolster, you'd have the one cushion on top, so your head is elevated, you're sitting at the base, maybe those pillows go underneath the thighs. Really nice to have that support. And then again, keeping the spine tall, we're reclining back, adjusting the top pillow or blanket so that the head has and neck has a little support. And then you're going to allow the shoulders to kind of do a couple of rolls, get very grounded into their sockets, and the arms are going to simply be just alongside, palms facing up. So not all the way out, not clenched within, but just in such a way that the shoulders can relax away from the ears. So take your time. We'll set up here into this Supta Baddha Konasana. And I want you to, again, once you're in a comfortable place, close the eyes, focus on the breath. Try to make this a meditation. Try to allow the mind to settle in the breath. And then once we're all there and we're breathing and we've settled in, Jenny is going to guide us through any points that can work for us here. And she actually showed us that wrap. But first, just allow yourself to settle into the space and feel supported. If you notice that the spine is not supported, please place, you can even place a pot underneath that pillow if the pillow is sagging, so that the spine is completely releasing into your props. Then closing the eyes, relaxing into this, breathing deeply into the abdomen, allowing the belly to rise with air, exhaling and just allowing yourself to release with gravity. Settling into the breath, deep inhale, comfortable exhale, releasing, letting go. Hear the sounds around you. Even observe the sensations as you feel contact of the air on your skin. Try to arrive into this present moment with your breath.
And this will be a perfect time if you feel comfortable putting your arms into that cross to even either one, the spleen and triple warmer hug, or just the heart hug. If either of those feel comfortable. If not, you just have them for future reference and you can just lay your hands to the side, whatever feels most comfortable for you now. And if you have the spleen and triple warmer hug with your right hand on your left rib cage and your left hand on the back of your tricep, feel free to switch your hands up and try the other direction. Left hand on your right rib cage and your right hand on your left tricep. You can go back to this pose anytime you need to feel safe. This will bring you back to yourself. If you feel like your energies aren't crossing over, or if you feel scrambled, or like you're about to lose it, just hug yourself, really. It will make you feel safe. Now, one more important technique that you can do while we're laying in this pose is just start to massage underneath your rib cage. You may find a few more tender spots under your right and your rib cage where your liver and your spleen are, and you can just kind of, as you take a few deep breaths, just do gentle circles underneath your rib cage. Now, when you're in this position, your diaphragm is a little bit more exposed, so you may notice a little bit more tension. Your hands may start to warm, the skin under your hands may start to warm. And then if you do feel like you're tensing up, remember, just bring your hands back to your belly and just take a deep breath in and out. And then move your hands down to your hip bones, and you can just gently massage in and around your adductors and those attachment points. And they may feel sore and tender too, so if you don't feel like massaging them, or if your hands are tired, you can just gently place your hands there and feel your warm hands on your hips. Take a deep breath in. And Vandana is ready to guide us to the next pose.
So if you'd like to, from here, we'll just do something really simple with our arms. So you can take your arms out first into that T position, which I initially said to avoid, and just reach the fingers out and open the arms out really wide. You'll feel a sort of a stretch into that ribcage area. And from there, keeping this really nice openness, take the palms up and find these cactus arms. So your elbows may or may not come onto the ground, and that's fine. Your palms are facing up towards the sky. Your elbows are at 90 degrees. And you're going to feel this really wonderful openness in, I guess it's the pecs, and those, even the place underneath your armpits. And just breathe into that a few times. As you're breathing into the lungs, into the chest, into the abdomen. From here, we're going to try Garudasana arms. So it's eagle pose arms. So you're going to keep this sort of goalpost arms, and all you'll do is you'll bring the arms up towards kind of your chest, and you'll wrap the right arm underneath the left. And then maybe even try to do a double wrap so the palms face each other. And then really gently, first just find this as your new normal, and you'll feel that the shoulder blades are kind of now pulling apart as opposed to what was happening before. And you're going to gently, it's really just 4 or even 2 inches, you're going to move your elbows up and down. So your hands are also correspondingly moving, and you're just going up and down. Remember, keep breathing. You're going to feel the rib cage shift. You'll feel the shoulder blades. This is again, I'm not 100% with all my anatomy, but you feel the back muscles. You might even feel this in your intercostal muscles, the muscles that frame your rib cage or exist within the rib cage. And then unwrap, go back to that cactus arms. Let the shoulders, let the elbows just release down with gravity. Take a few breaths. And we'll try the other side. So you're gonna wrap in the other way. So in which case it's the left underneath the right. And then again that double wrap. You can keep your eyes closed once you get the wrap, and then just allow the body to move organically. And then watch and feel the different sensations that just come up. And see what feelings emerge. So there's this saying, the feelings is the body talking to you. So let the feelings come up. Moving those elbows up and down. You might feel sort of a tug and a pull, and then slowly release the arms. You can find any one of those variations. It can be out in a T, it can be into that goal post, or it can be back to the original arms alongside in 45 degrees away from the body. And now we'll move slowly into the legs. So you're going to slowly bring one knee at a time together and just relax the pelvis. Do a couple of little tilts and tucks of the pelvis, of the tailbone. Just allow a little lubrication to settle in. And then you'll extend the legs. So move the pillows or any props you have and just extend the legs out. And point and flex into the feet. Point the toes, press the heels. Now you have the option, if this feels comfortable, at the same time you can take the arms overhead and lengthen deeply into the spine. Even as you stay on your props, move the toes back and forth, and then you can even do side to side of the feet or even a rotation of the ankles. And then slowly give yourself one last hug. Bend the knees, place the feet onto the ground, and we'll just roll to one side, let your elbow catch you, and come up. So this is a beautiful pose, and it's one of those poses that you can do for up to 20 minutes. But today we're just going to kind of get out, and you're going to extend your legs out. And then just move the feet back and forth, pedal the legs out, staff pose, extra flesh away from the buttocks, maybe even a blanket underneath. And we'll bring our left leg and just hug it into our chest. So you're gonna hug yourself and get really tall in the spine. And flex into that right foot so you're grounded on both sides. Keep hugging with your right arm. Maybe take the left hand behind and move into a gentle rotation of the spine. And breathe, take 5 or 6 deep breaths. Yeah. Slowly come back. You're going to take this left knee and let it drop out and open. If you'd like to place a pillow underneath that knee for extra support, grab that. Fingers behind you, and instead of letting the spine relax, just lengthen the spine from the crown of the head. So we're heading into Janu Shirshasana. And this is again another pose where you can actually access your feet. So you're going to try and keep this length in the spine, maybe at the arms. Try to not let the head drop as you hinge forward on top of that right leg, holding wherever you reach. Keep the crown of the head long. Take a few breaths. Once you find that edge or that point past which you cannot fold, then you can allow your head to slowly release towards that right leg.
Now this is a perfect time for me to explain just a few of the points that I was telling you about on the leg. And the reason is, for me, this pose is very challenging. I have very tight hamstrings and I can barely even reach my toes. So what I find is helpful is just to come along this iliotibial band and just start and just do little circles. And I'm lifting up just to show you, but keep down your leg down. And you can do on the inner thigh and the outer thigh. You can kind of do a back and forth. So I'm pressing in on this side and then pressing in on this side. Pressing in on this side, and I'll be working all the way from the medial adductor and lateral IT band all the way down to the knee. So you can just do a few little circles along the side of that leg. Remember to breathe. And then find that spleen point right on the beneath the knee and the depression behind the tibia, and for about 10 seconds just get into that point there. And then after you've done that, take a deep breath in and fold forward and see how much more flexible you feel. Now for me, I feel like I just went about 4 more inches down. And then like Vandana said, just breathe length into the spine and just relax that head down. And if you're flexible enough to be able to touch your feet, this is a really nice time to just get into that sole of the foot there and just do some really nice foot massage. And if you feel like you want to pinch each end of your toes, that is really good, because each of your meridians goes to each specific one, whether it's heart or large intestine or spleen or pericardium or liver. They each have a end point on the toes, so you can stimulate that. And if you have sinus congestion, working the ends of the toes is really helpful for that. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so let's come out of that. By the way, Jenny, when you bring up like those specific body parts, maybe you can like show it on where you are, because like some of us might not be very good about anatomy. So even that when we do it on the other side, if you can, that point behind the knee.
Yep.
I was a little lost.
Okay. Yep. Just right.
Let's take that left leg out and we'll hug the right knee in, and you're just wrapping the arms. And notice how when you wrap, you can kind of lengthen into that spine. Again, get those sit bones grounded equally. And we'll use this to twist. You'll keep holding with the left arm. This is a variation of Ardha Matsyens. The right hand goes behind, and then moving into the twist with even taking the head and the gaze back. Remember, you're flexed into that left foot, So the left leg, it's as if you're standing on it. It's not just hanging out. And we're breathing into this rotation of the spine. Try to keep reaching with the crown of the head. And slowly release out. We'll drop that right knee out to the ground. The right foot is just placed along the left. Use your fingers to lengthen again into that spine. Get really tall. If you'd like, you can add the arms, or you can just kind of keep that length in the spine as you start folding over that left leg. And then again, I guess we can do the self-massage on these points. And Jenny can explain where. And even the movements of your hands, how you do it versus
sure. So I make my hand a little bit firm, and then I just do little circles just along the inner thigh and the outer thigh. And it's really up to one, how sore you are. If you feel really sore, then just lightly do light circles down from the inner thigh all the way down to the knee. And then check in as well on the outer thigh. Same thing down the side. Now when you make it to that inside of the leg, there's that point right there, that spleen point. Energizing the spleen helps calm that triple warmer, so that fight or flight, if you feel really, overexcited or really stressed out, or if your immune system feels like it's compromised, anything you can do to help support that spleen. And then this also is really great to help increase your flexibility. So that if you feel like after you've massaged down the leg, you can really reach a lot further. And then you can get into the foot. I'm just kind of demonstrating like this. Yep, my feet are clean. And then, like I said, each end of the toe, you can just squeeze and give a little pinch and circle. And if you need to bend your knee so you don't strain your back and neck, and like I said, these are just suggestions. So if you'd rather just have it be a restorative pose and work your feet at another time, feel free.
So let's take a few more breaths here and just get a sense of kind of the basics of what Jenny is trying to teach us. And then we'll move on. Even though we have 90 minutes, sadly enough, time is just going by really fast, which is what happens when we're having fun, I guess. And we'll take both legs out. So now you're going to go really wide as your legs will allow. And your hips will find, and we'll just flex again into both the feet, which means you're pressing the heels out, the toes are up. You're going to place one hand on top of the other. So this is called Chakriyasana. It's like an old school, like a grinding mill, like a stone grinding mill. And you can imagine this is the handle. We're going to kind of take a big circle, and you're going to reach towards one leg, and then take a big circle. Notice if you can ground into both the sit bones. Reach, and then when you inhale, you're kind of lifting up tall. crown of the head really tall. So that exhale, you go wide, down, around, one leg and then the other, and then inhale, you pull up, exhale, inhale. So just going as wide, using the arms to pull you forward and around. Take a few comfortable circles. Notice how one sit bone will try to sort of hike up and try to keep grounded with the back of the thighs, your hamstrings really pressing into the ground and reaching. And you'll notice this in the hamstrings and the hips, in the inner thighs, in the low back. Try to engage the core as you lift up. Let's go one or two more circles. We'll go into a lateral move from here. Slowly come back up. Place your hands on your thighs. So you have the option of doing this with both the legs extended out, or like earlier, you can kind of bend one knee and place it against the other. So from here, if you can keep that wide leg straddle, you're going to open up with the arms. So just like, remember when we were on our backs, we're going to open up that chest, engage the core, lift up the spine. You can see my blinds. This is like a yoga noir. And then we're going to reach, rotate to that left leg or whichever leg you wish. And you're going to start reaching with the, actually, let's all rotate to the left so I can keep the right and left. And reach with the right arm. Maybe place it on the inside of the right leg. Reach tall with the left, bend at the elbow, and allow your head to be held with that left hand. So it's a big, nice opener into this left quadrus lumborum, latissimus dorsi area. And try to breathe into it. Option to press the head back into the hand and get a nice curve in that cervical spine. You can also reach that left arm overhead if you like. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Close your eyes. Next inhale, we'll pull our way back up and then open up wide again. We'll do the other side. So all you're going to do is rotate to that right foot now. So we're in this little rotation so that when you reach with the left arm towards the inside, ideally, of the left leg, and then use the elbow to press into the arm, use the elbow to press into the leg, so you could rotate the chest up to the ceiling, so the chest is wide, elbows bend, or elbow bends, I should say. Elbow reaches up, hand allows the head to rest back into that right hand, so your neck is supported. You can even do a little bit of that neck little release with your fingers, kind of give yourself a nice little massage here, like Jenny showed earlier. Or you can take that arm overhead, palm facing down. Let's take a few deep breaths, whichever position you decided on. Notice that you might be leaning a little bit too much into that left sit bone, so ground into the right. And we're going to pull our way up. And shrug out the shoulders. Notice how there's this wonderful energy and circulation in the arms. We'll just slowly bring our legs together. Again, extra flesh away, Paschimottanasana. So this is literally the same shape if you were standing and did a forward fold. Fingers behind you, lengthen the spine. Whenever you're ready, start bringing your belly to your thigh, hinge forward, hold wherever you reach, ankles, toes, knees, calves. With every inhale, allow the spine to get long. With every exhale, navel to spine, and allow yourself to fold with gravity. Again, let's take 5 to 6 breaths. Let the breath move the spine. Also, this is a pose, lots of surrender and acceptance. You might not be folding as much as you or your ego likes. It's really about the ego, accept the body, and move the breath into it. We're going to lift our head up first and then pull our way up tall and release the arms. And then we're going to take our hands behind our knees and slowly bring one foot at a time and bring the soles of the foot in, and we'll be in Baddha Konasana. So here you can easily access your feet, and Jenny's going to give us a few more pointers here.
Okay, so for the foot massage, that kidney one point that I was telling you about that's so good for grounding, it's the one that's just right in between the, it's hard to describe, first and second metatarsals. And that's just really good for grounding and calming. And if you just put your thumb, here, I'll just show you real quick. It's just that point right there that I'm pressing right there with my thumb. So you can either gently stimulate it, or you can just press and hold, and it may feel tender. And so that'll help you just, if you take a couple deep breaths, just help with grounding and integrating everything that we've done in this beautiful time that we've had to spend together. This will just really bring us into our feet and into our bodies, into our breath, into our hearts, into the room we're in. Just fill your body with gratitude. Say something nice to yourself. And just, yeah, I feel happy. I hope all of you too feel that happiness in your body. It just, okay.
So we'll slowly move on, and we'll just retire onto our backs only because of time. And if you have that bolster or pillows that you like to have underneath your knees, you can set that up. We'll do one last restorative, which is going to be a supported bridge. So ideally, we want to use a block, but if you don't have a block, again, a pillow will work just fine. So we're just going to lie onto our back, get that block / pillow that we're going to use for a supported bridge, and roll onto your back. Once you reach there, take a moment, hug your knees into your chest, into Pavan Muktasan. We've been doing a lot of work in our low back. This is all for your lumbar spine. So just allow that low back to feel the ground underneath it. And if you do a little roll side to side, this is kind of the main little way in which yoga does a little massaging along into that low back, mid back, maybe even a little upper back. You can even just stay static and breathe. If you can breathe into your abdomen, you'll feel more of a pressing into the ground. So 2 more breaths here. And then releasing the feet, placing the feet onto the ground and going wide with the feet. So if you have a yoga mat, great. If you don't, you're just going wider than the hips. Your arms can be out into that goal post, maybe into that T position, palms facing down, just dropping both the knees to one side, taking a few breaths, noticing the twist in the torso, noticing the stretch into your hips, your hip flexor, inner thighs, just breathing. So always allowing the mind to focus on the body rather than the body being dictated by what the mind would like. Coming back to center, dropping over to the other side, finding those deep breaths. And one more time, this windshield wipering, that's not even a verb, but just going back and forth. As many times as you like with your breath. And then we'll move into that Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Time's running out, sadly, but I think we have time for a few more movements. So just if you have that block, the pillow, you're going to lift up into a bridge pose. Your feet are now as wide as your hips, feet, knees, and hips in one plane, and then placing your prop underneath your sacrum. So really allowing that sacrum to get heavy. Notice now that the heart is elevated above the head. So it's the opposite of that previous restorative pose. Arms alongside, palms facing up. Feet and knees in the same width. Close the eyes. Let's take 7 to 10 deep breaths. Again, this is a pose you can hold for longer. You can easily stay in this for 5 minutes. So now just focus on the breath and breathe. Last few breaths. Maybe you feel a rush of blood to the head. This works as a natural inversion. You feel it as a sense of warmth in your head, extra blood flow. Really great for the heart. And we'll get into one little active bridge. So arms go alongside, palms face up, palms face down. And we lift the hips up, hold for 4 or 2 or 1 breath, as much as you want. Use that time to slide your prop out away from underneath your spine, and then rolling down vertebra by vertebra. We'll end with a spinal twist. So you're going to extend the right leg out. Maybe scoot the hips over to the left, extend that right leg out, place the left leg behind the right, use the right arm and twist over to your right. If there's a different version of a spinal supine twist that you like, please feel free to find that. Slowly come back to neutral. We'll bring our right leg out. Do a little bridge, scoot hips over to your right. Left leg extends. Right foot can even be on top. I like to go behind. And then the left hand, using that to twist over to your left. And slowly release. And we'll set up for Shavasana. So you're going to allow yourself to come back to neutral with the spine. If you'd like to place anything underneath your knees, this is a good time to do that. The last time you have to sit up, just for now to place that. I'm sitting up briefly to guide you into this final relaxation. Setting up into that Shavasana, your arms are alongside, palms facing up, feet are out, a little wide, toes fall out to the sides. We'll do a simple progressive muscle relaxation, which consists of tensing different muscle groups and then allowing them to completely let go and release. So you'll lift the right leg 1 or 2 inches off the ground, tense, engage, and then just let it hit the floor with a tiny thud. So we'll do that tensing and releasing. So you did the right leg. If you didn't, you can do it again. So lift it up, give it a squeeze, let it go. Left leg does the same. You engage, it lifts off the ground and releases. The hips and the buttocks, only that, lift up, squeeze, and let it go. Press the low back into the earth, and then allow that low back to release and find its natural curvature. The chest and the upper back puff up off the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind the back and release. Shrug your shoulders up into the ears and allow the shoulders to release down. Arms lift off the ground, make a fist, spread the fingers, make a fist, spread the fingers, maybe even rotate the wrists, and let those arms release alongside, palms facing up. Make a little prune face, like you ate a really sour lemon. Squeeze the forehead, the jaw, and then relax the eyes, the forehead, the jaw, the nose. Let the tongue just settle into your mouth. Tuck the chin a little bit into your chest so the back of the neck gets long, and then roll the head over to the right. Let it hang. Bring the head to the center. Little tuck and over to the left. Release the neck. And bring the head back in line with the spine. Make any tiny final adjustments so that you can allow your body to be in stillness. Covering up with a blanket in case it's getting cold. Your body temperature will drop in Shavasana, so know that. And then close the eyes. Let the external world just drift away. Let the thoughts about your life also drift away, and just allow the breath to move in and out without any control. If you can, try to visualize that you're lying in a pod or a cloud of golden silver light. Like you're completely enveloped in a fluffy white golden cloud. Your entire body is radiating in this light. And then mentally repeat gently to yourself, silently after me. I'm relaxing my toes, my feet. My toes and feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my knees and thighs. My knees and thighs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips and pelvis. My hips and pelvis are relaxed. I'm relaxing my low back and upper back. My low back and upper back are relaxed. I am relaxing my abdomen, internal organs. My abdomen, internal organs are relaxed. Relaxing my chest and heart. My chest and heart are relaxed. I'm relaxing my fingers and arms. My fingers and arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders and neck. My shoulders and neck are relaxed. Relaxing my jaw and cheeks. My jaw and cheeks are relaxed. I'm relaxing my eyes and forehead. My eyes and forehead are relaxed. I'm relaxing the crown of my head. The crown of my head is relaxed. I'm relaxing my entire body. My entire body is relaxed. I'm relaxing my mind. My mind is relaxed. Relax, 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 relax. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham manglam bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly waking up the body if you choose. If you'd like to continue to just drift off to sleep, that's fine too. Take your time waking up the body. And then if you'd like to, you can stay in Shavasana or you can come into a comfortable cross-legged position. Just try to keep that energy, that calm, beautiful prana within. keeping that external world still out for a little bit longer. And the meaning of that chant, Sarve Sham, morning and night, may all beings feel good health, peace of mind, a sense of well-being, and happiness, and simply peace. So feeling the effects, maybe bringing your hands to your heart in prayer, maybe repeating your own personal prayer mantra.